a third consecutive year, the city of Hangzhou is playing host to the year-end finale for badminton's best. A journey of 29 previous World Tour tournaments stretching right across the globe, culminating in the season-ending championships here in Hangzhou. Welcome to the magnificent Hangzhou Olympic Sports Centre Gymnasium for the second session on day 3 of the HSBC BWF World Tour Finals. 5 days of competition today, the last of the group stage, the semi-final knockout stage tomorrow, before all 5 finals on Sunday. 2 courts in action today before we're down to 1 court for the semi-finals tomorrow. Well, this event has been just for the top 8 players and pairs in each of the 5 disciplines. And they qualified by the results from all World Tour events throughout the year. And the World Tour final trophy is brought into the arena this evening by Chai Yanni, the competition team member from the Chinese Badminton Association. And those trophies will be handed out on Sunday. So with this being the last of the group stage, this evening's matches will either decide or confirm the group standings, and therefore who will be in tomorrow's semi-finals. And we start with mixed doubles and a disappointing campaign for the #1 seeds, Puavaranukroh and Paewsampran, who have lost their first 2 matches, so can't now qualify for the semi-finals. But I'm sure they'll be keen to finish the year with a win against the former world #1s, Jiang and Paewsampran. Then it's women's doubles, and like the mixed doubles, the qualifiers from this group, which is Group B, are already decided. We're having the #2 seeds, Kim Kong, who can't now qualify for the semi-finals, against the reigning world champions, Liu Shangshu and Tang Nu Min, who have been in tremendous form so far this week. Men's singles follows that, and it's a straight playoff for who tops the group, as both players have already qualified for the semi-final stage. It's Shi Yuqi, the reigning world champion and last year's winner here at this event, against Kodai Naraoka of Japan. Then we finish with 2 men's doubles, a Group B encounter where semi-final places are still up for grabs. It's the Olympic silver medalists Liang Weikang and Wang Chang against Alfian and Fikri. Then we finish with the men's doubles from Group A, where once again semi-final places will be decided by these final group matches. It's the reigning world champions Kim Won-ho and Suo Seung-jae, who have already won a record equaling 10 titles this year, against Man Wei-chong and T Kai-won from Malaysia. Well, as far as the mixed doubles is concerned, this is Group A, and this is the match that we will be focusing on with the pair from Thailand who started this tournament as the #1 seeds. They will definitely finish 4th regardless of today's result, whereas their opponents Jiang and Paewsampran will be top of the group. The other semi-final place will be decided on the adjoining court, court #2, where Jikel and Delru will play against Midorikawa and Saito for a place in the semi-finals. So I'm Jill Clark, delighted to say that Danish former head coach Stine Pedersen is sitting alongside me. It's always so exciting when on the final day of group play we have matches that are going to decide the knockout stage.
Yeah, it's a special day, Friday. I would like to use a quote from Forrest Gump and say it's like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get, but anyway, it's good.
Yes.
It's going to be good.
Yes, it certainly is. Of course, some places in semi-finals, as I've been alluding to, are already decided, but that will not detract from the badminton at all, because there's huge prize money at stake, and there's a huge difference between 3rd and 4th in the group. So, of course, with $3 million in total prize money, there's an awful lot to play for. So to our first match of this evening's session, it is the #1 seeds Puavaranukroh and Paewsampran of Thailand up against the former world #1s Jiang and Paewsampran from China. So here come the Thai pair, who must have had such high hopes coming into these World Tour finals, being the #1 seeds, having finished the year at #1 on the race to the World Tour finals. Perhaps affected by the Southeast Asian Games, where they were beaten in the final last Sunday, and that probably dented their confidence somewhat coming into these finals. But as far as Jiang and Wei Sin are concerned, a second consecutive World Tour finals. They were semi-finalists last year. They're going to be at least semi-finalists again this year. In the semi-final a year ago, they lost to Zheng Qiwei and Wang Yaxiong, the Olympic champions, who actually went on to win the title. So, this will be a fourth meeting between these two pairs, and it is the Thai combination who have the better record. They've won 2 of the previous 3 encounters. There you can see the last time they met was the semi-final of the China Masters Super 750, which the Thai combination went on to win. So the Chinese pair have chosen ends, having won the toss of the coin. And if you've been with us earlier in the week, you will know that there is a slight drift. And it has made a difference, and will always make a difference to these elite badminton players, because even a slight drift can affect the way you play, both tactically and in your shot production. Puavaranukroh, there he is. Well, he's a 2-time winner of this event with his former partner, Sapsari Teyrattanachai. In fact, they were in 3 finals together. 28 years of age, from Chonburi, which means City of Water. He is a former world #1 with his former partner, but on Tuesday earlier this week, he went up 1 place to equal his career high with Supisara Paewsampran. 3 is the highest they've ever been on the world ranking. She turned 26 last month, and they have had a very good year on the World Tour. 8 finals, winning 5 titles from 18 World Tour tournaments. They've actually been in a total of 9 finals as well, because of course, as I was telling you, they were in the Southeast Asian Games final last Sunday. So on Wednesday, they lost to Midorikawa and Saito in 2 straight games. Yesterday, they lost to Jikel and Delru in 3 games. Jiang is 24 years of age, from Guilin in northeast Guangxi province, the far south of China near Vietnam. A beautiful area, mountainous, and of course very famous for the cormorant fishermen. Wei Sin, the left-hander, is 25 years of age. She's from Hunan, and earlier this week they went down from their world #1 status. 24 weeks in total across 3 different spells at the top of the world rankings. Now, they've won both of their matches so far. Wednesday they played Jikel and Delru, and in yesterday's match, they beat Midorikawa and Saito. In fact, they were 7-13 down and 14-17 down in that opening game, which they eventually won 2-17. So that was a remarkable comeback. Fine Datan from India is our umpire for this one, and our service judge Trish Gubb from New Zealand. So 15 World Tour tournament finals between these two pairs, 7 for this Chinese combination, and as I was telling you, 8 for the Thai pair. That's pretty impressive, isn't it, Steve?
Yeah, it's super impressive, and that's why we had high expectations that this was going to be some sort of playoff. And now it's about regaining confidence, I think, or maintaining confidence for the Chinese pair.
Yeah.
Sukizara, Sukizara. Ladies and gentlemen, on my right, Jiang and Wei Zheng, China. And on my left, Puavaranukroh and Paewsampran, Thailand. Paewsampran is served to Jiang. Love all. Play.
So it is the Thai combination, the #1 seeds of Puavaranukroh and Paewsampran, who will get this last group match underway.
One love.
Yeah, that's good placement of the smash from Jiang towards the right hip of Paewsampran. That's unusual.
That's a big mistake.
Yeah. Unusual to see him trying a punch clear too.
Yeah, but it makes sense here with Wei Yashin as the opponent, because, as we mentioned on several occasions, her overhead technique is a bit unconventional. So
that's a nice way to express it, Steve.
Yeah, isn't it?
Yeah. It's sort of, she doesn't have the full sort of drop of the racket head behind her back when players then hit through.
So, in this particular case, it can actually be a good plan to pin her on the back court.
Yeah.
Looking forward to see Paewsampran and Puavaranukroh play here, because we haven't called any of their matches, and it's unusual results for them, the first two results in this World Tour finals here. And whilst I appreciate that we have news about the great wins by Midorikawa, Saito and Shikel and Daru, I thought it would be interesting if someone asked them what's going on here. They also lost that final you mentioned at the Southeast Asian Games to their compatriots, and they've been so dominant. So what's the story for this certain dip in form? I can see that Paewsampran is not only wearing a brace on her right knee, but she's also got her left knee strapped a lot. So perhaps there's some kind of explanation there.
Just missed it. Wow, 8-1.
If we go back to the World Championships, I had them as dark horses. I mean, really, really dark horses. I thought they could maybe go on to win it, and they didn't. But back then, it was obvious that Puavaranukroh, he was injured in his knee, or wasn't fully fit in his knee. So there was an explanation to that, and they've bounced back since then.
But they're being outclassed at the moment.
Yeah.
You know, I had such high hopes and thought that the Thai pair would do so well, Steen, that I was researching about other players, male players, who had won at the end of season championships since the start of the Super Series and now the World Tour in the mixed doubles discipline with two different partners. Yeah. You know, I was so confident that they would be in the mix in the final stages.
They'll be amongst the contenders.
Yeah.
That's what everybody thought.
But as we've said before, confidence in sport is a very fragile thing.
It is.
and one result that they perhaps perceive as a bad result. So they may have lost the Southeast Asian Games final because of an injury problem. We don't know.
No.
But this is one-way traffic at the moment.
It is.
It is 11-1 in the opening game in favour of Jiang and Wei Yaxin.
打回头打他肯定是快的，就你要是过那过水平过头，是吧？
You're giving him something to say.
过头加一排就。
What do you say when your pair is dominating like this?
You're focusing on the 11 points they won or the one they lost.
You coaches are hard taskmasters, aren't you?
But I think it reminds them keep on going, sort of to keep the momentum.
Yeah.
From the two previous matches, because they were a little bit in trouble against Jiang and Daru in the first match, where they were trailing one game down, and I think 12-11 in the second, and a little bit in the beginning of the second as well, and didn't play particularly convincing then, but then managed to get the win, and now they're already certain qualification here, so things can change quickly.
Nicely done. Yeah, that's a nice return of serve from Paewsampran. Service error. Also, to just add to the unknown explanation as to why the Thai pair have struggled in this tournament, they came into this on great form. 3 finals in their last 3 tournaments.
Yeah.
Reached the final of the French Open, won the Kumamoto Masters, and were in the final last Sunday at the Southeast Asian Games.
Yeah. It's unexplainable. Because, I mean, obviously we can see that things are not working out for them, but it's not like we can see, okay, there's a movement that is off, or something that's clearly a little injury or anything. That's at least too difficult for me to see at the moment.
Yeah. Oh, lucky net cord. He steps in well to that half-court drive, doesn't he, Jiang? That got deflected by hitting the top of the tape. That return from Puavaranukroh. Oh, he thought about leaving that. first service error for the Chinese pair. Well left. Well, we weren't actually calling the match yesterday, Steve, with this Chinese pair, but for them to win 14 of the last 17 points of the opening game against Midorikawa and Saito, having been 7-13 down, I mean, that's pretty impressive, isn't it?
It is.
They're obviously playing well.
And it tells us that they've found the right game plan in the interval there. Then there's a couple of rallies where you just figure out how to implement it, and then, oh, this is how we do it. This is what we know is working.
Oh, that went under the net. Pushed it wide.
Yeah. It's
almost as if Puavaranukroh has given up on that tactic of trying to get Wei-Yas into the back of the court after that wayward punch clear. Was it the first rally or the second rally?
Yeah, it was very early in the match. And I mean, now they've made the scoreline a little bit more respectable, but I think that's because it's really hard as opponent to keep 100% focus when you have a lead this big here.
Nice. Game point opportunities. Only 11 minutes into the match. Only needed the one. 21-10. Umpire confirming that scoreline. Just 12 minutes for the opening game. That really is extremely impressive from this pair, Jiang and Wei-Yas.
ไอ้แค่มึงตีออกมาแบบ
脚不协调，你永远手上的力量出来就没球说打不准，就是这么一拍，中锋又正好这一拍打，怎么去调整？不管怎么样，你这发球不能切，你自己这个半球从你这个半球再走正，然后还要过你，你就侧，不要前端要上去。
รับปุ๊บมันต้องแบบเหมือนกับที่เราซ้อมมันมีมาตรฐานอย่างนี้เลยแม่งลงมาคือรู้ไม่เอารู้
Court 1, 20 seconds. Court 1, 20 seconds. Service over, 12-16. Second game. Love out. Play.
So one game to the good, 21-10 That opening game in favour of Jiang and Wei Xin. Oh, did strings go there? No. He looks a little deflated, doesn't he?
Very much so.
It's been a really busy year for Puavaranukroh because he's been playing 2 disciplines throughout the year.
Exactly. And almost qualified for 2 categories here.
Yeah.
With Kitsunupong Ketlen. And I believe both of them in the team competition at the Southeast Asian Games played in the... they didn't play both of them in women's doubles, but Paewsampran played women's doubles, and I think Jiang played men's doubles.
That's
so
right.
This is the 3rd week of competition.
Where incidentally Thailand in the men's team won bronze, and the women's team, Thailand won gold.
Yeah. Paewsampran played with Benyapa Hangzhou in a very, very important match against Indonesia.
Too long. Service fault called. Too high, deemed by the service judge. Jiang. We watched their match, this Chinese pair playing against the French combination, Jiang and Delru, on Wednesday, didn't we?
Yeah.
And we were talking about Jiang steepness of smash, and that was really evident in that last rally.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good smash from Puavaranukroh.
Missed it.
Oh, that's lovely. Good interception. She did well there because that shuttle had pretty much gone past her. Nice. That is lovely. That's why you've got to have your racket up ready.
Yeah, which is one of the absolute best in terms of covering the front court, Wei Yashin. There was the steepness again.
Exactly.
Yeah. Sliced it a little bit.
Yeah, it was jolly effective.
Yeah.
It's going wide. Oh, it wasn't wide by much, was it?
No. Great placement of the smash. Forced Paewsampran to play it directly into the racket of this lady.
That one a little too steep. Wow.
Best rally of the match so far.
Lovely.
Oh, that's a good one.
Oh my goodness! And she's put it wrong. Would you believe it? What a super rally. How did she get that? Look at that commitment. What a super dive. Watch this, Steen.
Yeah,
Literally launches herself. That's fabulous. And it was worth the effort.
Sort of floating horizontally in the air.
So 11-8 at the mid-game interval to the former world number ones, Jiang and Wei Yashin, having already won the opening game.
打完一拍，他就下一次的没干，把脚步其实就是，你看你踢完还在这条线，他正不放手，这跟你不用说你把空间反正棒就好上手了。你要一放完你还在这条线，你不踢到半拍，踢半步上去就好有了，对吧？抹完以后你能贴在上去，不用打中，打到女孩子身后，点拿起来，要不然老差半个身位。
11-8 as play resumes. Oh! Indecision there from Jiang. You know, Steve, Chinese pairs have a remarkable record at the end of year championships during the Super Series and World Tour era. 10 of the 13 mixed doubles titles that they have participated in.
Yeah.
Because they didn't play in 2008 or 2009, and then they couldn't play the 2 years of the COVID 2020 in Bangkok, which was played in January 21, or in the 2021 Badminton Bonanza in Bali. If you remember, we had 3 tournaments in 3 weeks, including the World Tour finals.
So
10 of 13.
And didn't Puavaranukroh win though 2 of those 3 that the Chinese didn't win? Together
Yes.
with TotalEnergies.
That's right.
Who was the last one? The last winners?
Last year?
No, the last winners that were non-Chinese and non-Thai.
It was Puavaranukroh and his former partner.
Yeah, they won.
Yes, that
2.
was in Bali. Then was the last time a non-Chinese pair won.
Yeah, but out of the 13, so there's 10 Chinese and 2 Thai, right?
Yeah, and well, you can discount the first 2 because they weren't there.
Exactly.
They were Danish
They
pairs. Then Jochen Fischer and Christina Pedersen won 2. That was in 2012 and 2013. And Chris and Gabby Adcock won in 2016.
Wow. Yeah. That's a good smash again from Jiang. He's really found his timing here, and I think that's what Jiang and Wei they can use this match for. That's valuable court time on court 1 tomorrow. There's only going to be 1 court, and this is this one. And the players have discussed that there's quite a bit of difference to the 2 courts here. And I was wondering, we have a huge Megatron down from the ceiling here. I wonder if that can sort of interfere with the current in the arena.
The airflow. Yeah. Nice. Look at that block and move forward from the left-hander. Wei Ya-sin. Brilliant.
Oi!
What a rally. Well, one of the best rallies of the match so far. Lovely return. It's gone wide. He's so fast onto those half-court pushes. I think I mentioned that in the opening game. As the match has progressed, he's got even better. Yeah, well taken. Too little, too late, one suspects. Well, perhaps before this match comes to an end, we ought to make a point of saying a congratulations to the Thai pair, who this year became the 4th different mixed doubles pair to win World Tour titles at all 4 levels, but the first mixed doubles pair ever to win titles at all 4 levels in the same calendar year.
Wow.
And that's a wonderful achievement by Puavaranukroh and Paewsampran. Oh, that was a golden opportunity. So match point opportunities for Jiang and Wei Sin. Only needed the one. 21-10, 21-12. And your points, Dean, that they got used to court number one, and also their confidence after winning all of their group matches will be sky high for the semi-finals tomorrow. This match actually lasting under 30 minutes.
And got through without any injuries or accidents.
Wasn't their week for the Thai pair, but as we've just been mentioning, they've had a wonderful 2025 as a mixed doubles combination. Jiang and Wei Sin top of the group, this Group A, 21-10, 21-12, winning all three of their matches. Well, we'll have more home players in action in our next match, and a pair that has been red hot this week. Liu Shangshu and Tang Ning, the world champions, against Kim Jiang and Kong Hee-yong from Korea. Welcome back to Hangzhou, and the star players have been doing lots of interacting. And this was Ratchanok-Intanon with some of the fans. So after the mixed doubles, we turn our attention to women's doubles, and it's a Group B encounter. Liu Shangshu and Tang Ning are already guaranteed to finish at top